Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to On Texas Football, the special edition of On Texas Football. I'm Blake Monroe, where I'm joined by Bobby Burton and Rod Babers, and we're getting ready for the big Kobe Black announcement, guys, coming here in just a second. It's going to be interesting to see, hopefully, for the Longhorns, he chooses Texas.
Well, we got Ray Peters on site, guys. That should be fun for us. He's getting ready to be on site. We'll be able to see Kobe Black when he actually announces. This should be a lot of fun for us right now, and see what we can get when we get Ray on the phone and or get him hooked up. We'll make sure we bring it to you. But Rod, you and I've talked about this guy for a long time. He's one of your favorite players in this class. 6'1", 190-pound cornerback out of Waco's Connolly High School. As Ray's painting the scene there of all the people in the crowd. What do you think of young man Kobe Black?
I love his game. He's got all the raw materials to be a premier press coverage corner for you. I think Texas wants to start playing more press coverage on the outside. You have to have guys who are natural coverage defenders. He is kind of a natural coverage specialist. He's also a guy that plays offense. So he's got ball skills because of that, plays offense. He's a guy that's got patience at the line of scrimmage, something that's really hard to teach for young DBs. He's patient. He's got really nice fluid hips, active hands. You can't say enough good things about him, honestly, as a DB, a guy that really projects, in my opinion, to be a starting caliber corner for you at the Power 5 level.
Yeah, I think that this is going to be one of those days where the Longhorns look back. I mean, they've already got not only are they interested here in Kobe Black, they were also still recruiting Xavier Filsaime, the defensive back safety out of McKinney. We reported the news just a few minutes ago, actually about an hour and a half ago, that Andrew Makuba, the nickelback out of Clemson, is expected to make an official visit on tomorrow to Texas as well. Then you have the other guys that are already committed, Rod. Wardell Mack out of New Orleans, Santana Wilson out of the Phoenix area, and Jordan Johnson-Rebel out of IMG via Fort Worth. What are your thoughts on what Texas is trying to do overall right now in the secondary? Because all of these guys, I want to say this, they're all long. Like they all have long arms.
Long rangy guys. I think two things. I think they're prioritizing coverage specialists at every position in the secondary, guys that can cover. I think that's one of the traits you really cannot teach or coach. Something that happens kind of naturally. It's innate. And I think they're looking for guys that can be natural coverage specialists. That's number one. Number two, with the safeties, I think they want safeties that can also, as coverage guys, transition and play other positions and be versatile, play the nickel if they need guys to. And I think ultimately, look at the guys they're bringing in. Jordan Johnson-Rebel fits that prototype. He's a safety that can project to nickel. Even Makuba in the transfer portal, safety that can also play nickel. I think Derek Williams is a safety that can play nickel. I think Xavier Filsaime is a safety that can project to play some nickel for you. I think ultimately that's where they're looking. I don't know if it's exactly along those lines, but I do think those are the traits that they're looking for in evaluations of DBs. Coverage specialist, number one, but then versatility at the safety position, guys who potentially can move around, who you cannot necessarily manipulate in matchups just because of personnel groupings or just because of certain formations, which is what they're doing right now to Texas at the safety position.
Very cool here. Ray Peters of On Texas Football in the audience right now. As you can see, the ceremony about to get started. Ray there, Blake Monroe alongside me, as well as Rod Babers. This is an interesting day for the Longhorns. They're currently at 20 commitments, Rod and Blake. Blake, I want to ask you this. I mean, you're a longtime Longhorn fan. You've covered recruiting on the team over the years. How do you think this season of recruiting and this 3-year run for Texas feels to you? I mean, you've been covering it for about 10, 15 years now. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, man. I mean, obviously Texas has had a lot of success over the years, but it seems like it's been patchy. Like maybe 1 year good in wide receivers, maybe 1 year good in defensive backs. It's never been all around since the Mac Brown days anyway. That we've seen. So it's really, just one of those things that with Sark, it just seems to all fit together. And I think this is just another piece of that puzzle, man, because God, you can't just say, oh, well, we're lacking in this position. You're lacking in this position. I mean, it seems like all those puzzle pieces are coming together for the big picture.
Is that what do you agree with that, Rod? I see you doing the double horns. Do you agree with that?
I totally agree with that. I think actually talking about the defensive back position, in my opinion, that's one of the last positions to be addressed by the coaching staff in terms of roster building, right? Look, they started with the big humans because they wanted to go lines of scrimmage. So got the big humans in, Sark got his quarterbacks. He brought in his wide receiver X-Man, right? He brought him in with that's how much he values speed at the wide receiver position. And then they figured those things out pretty quickly. Hell, took JT Sanders from a guy that could play DN. No, he's going to play tight end for us. So they got all of their premier high-end position guys on offense. And then defense, they're just starting to build it up, right? You got your Colin Simmons now on the edge. You got your Anthony Hill. You got your Malik Muhammad out there. They like Terrence Brooks. Those are their types of corners. And now it's a safety position. Now they're looking at guys like Derek Williams. They got him in there. Phil Simi, bringing in Kobe Black. The secondary is actually one of the last spots where they're actually starting to try to fill in those high-end premier players there. And I think that's why this recruiting class is so important.
I tell you what, it looks like Ray Peters got a bird's eye view of this announcement. Let's see the coach for Waco Conley up there talking to the crowd. Let's tune in to see what he's saying right now, if you don't mind, Matt, our producer.
It's been a long process for him. I know not just him, but his family too. And so we're excited to see this announcement today. He will be signing his letter of intent next Wednesday. It will be at 3:30 in our main gym here. And so we'll get started with this. Toby asked today for a couple of his coaches to speak, and they're going to come up here and speak real quick. After that, he is going to do an interview. It's with 247 Sports, and you'll have to kind of stay quiet to kind of hear that. And one of the things we're going to ask you to do, and I know this is hard for some of us, but we have a lot of live stream going on. If you could turn your phones off so it doesn't mess up the Wi-Fi or any of that. This should only take about 15, 20 minutes. I think most of us probably live without our phones. But we're going to get started. If Coach Briscoe can come up here. Coach Briscoe is a Conley grad. We're excited to have him a part of our athletic program. He does a great job for us, but he wants to speak today. Here you go.
All right. So I decided to write a nice little letter. So, dear Kobe, who would have thought 15 years ago that we would be here today to wait for such an announcement that will change your life forever? We did. To the countless number of nights and early mornings spent outside on the grass, we did. We knew. But that's just an overstanding of who you were destined to be. Watching you grow to the young man you are today, I want to be the one to tell you how proud of you I am. Since day one, you spoke of your dreams and aspirations in life with all the work you have put in, day in and day out, to assure you didn't fall shy of those dreams. I think it's safe to say you exceeded your expectations. Now, as we await your big decision, I wanted to tell you one last thing. No matter where you choose to call home for the next couple of years, no matter how far you may go, you have an army behind you that is going to be with you every step of the way. I know you may be clouded with emotions right now, as decisions like this never come easy, but remember to breathe. There is no such thing as a wrong pick because you are the author to this story, and the story is yours. Always keep your head on straight and never lose sight of the bigger picture. As this may come as a big step for you, we know there is another way for you down the line. As mistakes happen in life, remember to always learn from them and use them as knowledge to never commit the same mistake twice. Remain yourself, remain pure, and keep elevating. Work hard and learn to enjoy the process of your journey. Remember, the people who like to walk will walk further than the people who just like the destination. Go be great and make history yet again. Love, Big Bro.
Okay, Kobe also asked for Coach Snell to speak just for a second. Coach Snell is our head boys basketball coach, and he's our running backs coach. And he's known the Black family for a long time. So here's Coach Snell on his way up.
I think Ronnie, Coach Briscoe said a lot. Watch y'all give him a hand for that great. Kobe into the Black family, you know, I don't have a whole lot to say because I love you guys. Y'all, you know, extremely relevant family. Had the opportunity to coach all three boys, which is unbelievable. And I think I even coached one of your uncles. Man, I'm old. And then also an opportunity to play with one of your uncles, but just to know that the history that your family has and all the work that you guys have put in, this is one of the ultimate moments in your life. So the one thing I do want to say is, you guys know that I love you. You know, our family always has your back. And whatever you decide to do, wherever you go, just put your best foot forward all the time. Kevin Garnett, he said that you have a responsibility to your talent, and you must give your best every day. So I want you to remember that. There's going to be some tough times. You got a brother that's in college. You got a brother that's also been in college. And you got family members, and you got little Trevor. You know, he's been in college, and he can tell you how it's all about, what it's all about. But whatever you decide to do, wherever you decide to go, always, always do your best. Love you, love the family, and take nothing for granted. Amen.
Okay, this is going to be maybe a little hard to hear. Kobe's going to have to talk into the microphone here. This is 247 Sports, and they're basically, they recruit and kind of put out kids in the state of Texas in high school football, and they do a great job. They've been around us, and they come out to see our kids, talk about our kids, and they promote our kids. And we have a few other people here doing that also. And I know I can't name them all, but we appreciate y'all being here. This is exposure, not just for COVID, but it's exposure for Conway High School. And that's huge. And so we're going to start here with 247 Sports. Kobe, if you will tell them we're ready.
Okay. Hey, Kobe, all right, before you make your announcement, we're going to bring Huff in. He's going to intro you in, and then we'll play your video, and we'll have you go into the announcement. So we're going to start it right now. So we're bringing Huff on right now.
Hey, guys, I think we're going to have to break in here and turn off the announcement because I don't think we have the rights to the audio of it right now. So wait until he actually gets to his announcement portion. And we can bring back this for you guys. But suffice to say, a couple of coaches said a couple of nice things, not only about him, Rod and Blake, but also about the Black family in general. His brother, Corey, is a defensive back for Oklahoma State. There's some thought that he might enter the portal. And you know what? Texas might be interested in him. We haven't really talked about that much, but it's not something we're really sure of yet either. So we'll have to wait and see what Kobe Black does today and then see if we can get some more intel out of it afterwards. But obviously, Kobe Black going through it right now, talking to folks. I believe we can now go back in and listen to this.
What in advance of making this decision? What's been your
Bobby, you're muted.
I said it's clear that they have a mic here that's suited for television. And so it's a television feed also from there. And so you can't hear that, but hopefully we'll be able to see his announcement to the University of Texas. Hopefully. You know, maybe the Aggies came in with the last minute, Rod. Maybe they did, Blake. But we'll have to wait and see here exactly what he chooses. Rod, I'm talking about all of this, and we're going through it. He's ranked the 44th best player in the country, the number 4 cornerback, and the number 10 overall player in the state of Texas. He would be the second top 10 player in the state of Texas for the Longhorns. Number 1 is obviously Colin Simmons, the defensive end edge out of Duncanville, who's playing in the state championship game this weekend against North Shore. Another thing that we talked about too, Rod, is Kobe Black plays multiple sports, runs track, plays basketball. Your thoughts on guys that we all like guys that play multiple sports, right? That's one of those things where we think that there's still like meat left on the bone from an improvement standpoint.
Yeah, I think it gives them higher upside, shows their athletic potential, and also they haven't been focusing on just one sport, right? You think the upside gets even higher when you get them just focused on one sport in strength and conditioning program, not necessarily having to worry about dividing up their time with other sports. But it's great early on to establish that athletic foundation. Right, athletic instincts is what Bill Walsh used to talk about him as. I want a guy that's got great athletic instincts overall, and you get that by playing other sports too, and kind of fine tuning your athleticism, whether that be your hand-eye coordination, whether that be your foot speed, whether you're talking about the conditioning aspect of it. Different sports are going to push you to different extremes to work different skill sets and different traits athletically. And I think it's really good for guys to play other sports, women too, whatever. I think it's good for young people to play other sports. I think it also helps your athletic intelligence overall and just your body mechanics overall. I think it also kind of helps you build up a bit of whether you're talking about stamina or whether you're talking about a bit of kind of callousing the body a little bit. We talk about injuries to guys. The NBA's talking about it with load management. The NFL's talking about it because 18 different teams have played multiple quarterbacks already.
Rod, hold on a second. I think he's doing it here. Let's see what he got.
Oh, here we go. Done. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
So it's LSU, Texas. Who are the other two up there? Oklahoma State's up there. There we go.
There we go.
All right. Had to have some drama.
Ray Peters with the hook 'em there. You see Ray Peters' foot?
Had to have some drama. Had to have a little drama.
All right. Kobe Black commits to Texas. He becomes the 21st pledge to the Longhorns this recruiting season. Longhorns will move up in the rankings from about number 7, and we think to number 6. We'll see what happens in the next couple of moments here whenever they redo the rankings at On 3 and see what they say. But clearly, a big one for the Longhorns, guys. Texas, this is a long one that Texas has been waiting on. To be fair, I thought that Kobe Black, I had created a recruiting commitment video for him 3 months ago, 4 months ago.
Wow.
Seriously, Rod, that's how long this has been waiting. Then it was about 2 months ago I did it. Again, a new one that was updated. And another one a month ago because I heard that he was getting closer and I want to make sure that we had it ready. Well, guess what? You and I did one today and we got it done. He's up. He's committed to the Longhorns, buddy. We have a bunch of film. Hey, Matt, could you do me a favor and bring up some of Kobe's highlights for us? And then we also want to play an interview we had from Ray Peters from his high school coach, Kobe Black, here in a little bit. Matt, can you bring up Kobe's highlights for me when you get a chance? I think he's on the way to doing that. Before we get going into that, though, I feel like Texas right now, guys, that we've talked about this, and I said they were on fire earlier in the week. We still believe they're going to bring in Xavier Filsaime later. Here's Kobe Black. Rod, why don't you tell people what you're seeing here? Because this is a guy that I think that you've been really, really high on.
First of all, you see he's a great football player, as his coach said. They put him on offense. They move him around. You just try to find a way to give him the football. He's got ball skills. That's important. He could end up being a ball hawk for you because he does have ball skills. He's got to play receiver. What I love about him is just kind of this natural athleticism, man. He's got all the raw materials. He's long, rangy, got a nice wingspan for a DB. But watch his patience. And he's a natural coverage specialist. I think what Texas coaches are going to prioritize evaluation-wise in the secondary overall, when you're talking about corners or whether you're talking about safeties, and here you see him as a kick returner too. You're talking about coverage specialists with versatility. And Kobe Black, honestly, if you need him to play nickel and move inside, I think he could do it. But he's a corner. It's going to be a coverage specialist for you. We've talked about that with a guy like Terrence Brooks, how you can move him around too. Derek Williams is a guy I've talked about how he can be a safety that can also play nickel for you. I think nickel is such an important position. I think you want options there. Hell, you got Xavier Filson-Me also fits that criteria. Coverage specialist with versatility. I think that's where they're going. Jordan Johnson-Rebel, another guy. I think that's going to be kind of their model going forward with evaluations in the secondary, because you can't teach coverage. And that's what and Kobe Black's one of those guys. He can just flat out cover.
It looks like he's we have the side feed right now. He's talking to a bunch of different people right now. Kobe Black, young man, really, really talented player overall, Rod. His brother, like we said, Corey, also a player at Oklahoma State. You know, this guy spent more weekends in Stillwater this fall than he did in Austin because of his brother. And so it was thought maybe, just maybe, here, let's bring it in. We got Kobe now, I think. Let's hear what we can get.
They like they kept being consistent with me, so I had no belief in it. Just kind of talking about their fit in Austin. How do they play in Houston? What was their fit? You know, it takes a good fit to get a great player. So what was that fit for you? You being a big corner, you know, I did something like Ryan Watts. So kind of talk about your relationships. First off, talk about your position coach relationship. Who is it? Why do you like him? And how do you make you feel comfortable with that? Coach Joseph, he's been on since day one. He's still building a relationship. So it got better and better and better. I love it. So, head man, Coach Sark, I mean, you got to say something nice about the head man, that's right? Yeah, well, definitely Coach Sark, my guy, he just spent time yesterday. So he talked a lot. You know, we thought.
All right, we'll go away from that. I don't think we could quite hear it well enough, but still, Longhorns, guys, just on fire right now. We talked about this. We also mentioned earlier, Rod, in this video that Andrew Makuba, the defensive back, really a nickel out of Clemson, originally from Austin, LBJ, is now expected to visit Texas tomorrow, along with not just tomorrow, but over the weekend. Xavier Filson-Me is supposed to be there. There's possibly Hunter Andrews out of Magnolia will be in town. And then there's other guys that are real possibilities as well, plus 10 or more 2023 commitments. And Saturday will be the first day of practice for the Longhorns as they get ready to go play Washington in the Sugar Bowl. You've been around these kind of weekends. You've hosted recruits. You've seen it and tasted it and done it all, buddy. What is a weekend like this at the University of Texas where you're going to have 10, 15 recruits, all of them there going on? You know, what's that like, bud?
Well, you know what? I'll admit I never had a weekend where I was getting ready to practice for a national championship appearance. So no more juice on the 40 acres than I had at times, but I could just imagine. And I think that alone, right? That the amount, the energy level, and the juice that you have to feel at those practices where this team is getting ready to play for a national title have to be unbelievable.
All right, here we go. Let's go to Ray Peters. I think Ray's got Kobe Black here live.
I'm here with Kobe. Hey, Kobe, congratulations. I know this has been a long time in the making. Why'd you pick Texas?
Texas, man, I mean, you see what they're doing, you know what I'm saying? They're getting better every single game. And it's just like something I really want to be a part of. Like, I remember I was watching it not so long ago, and it's like I really want to be a part of it. I want to be playing like right now. So after I seen that, I was like, yeah, I'm for sure like that.
Hey, I talked to Coach Garrick a little bit ago. He said that Coach Terry Joseph's been a big part of your recruitment. What has Coach Joseph meant to you during this process?
He meant a lot, you know what I'm saying? He's staying on me since day one. I think that my sophomore year, so since then he's been on me, always calling me, texting me. He's like the perfect coach for me, if you ask me. So,
how important were those existing relationships with guys like Trey and Jelani?
You know, they knew they ain't really being super, you know, trying to make me go there. You know what I mean? So you know, they obviously want me to go there. But I think I called like 2-3 days ago. I told them like, don't be mad about this, or just like listen with them and stuff. But obviously they called me as soon as I committed, so you know, they was very excited. We get the team back up. So.
There you go. Hey, I know that there have been some people on Twitter that have tried to call you a safety. You're a cornerback, right?
Yeah, I'm a corner for sure.
Tell me about what type of a cornerback you'll be. I know you mentioned Ryan Watts earlier. You see, you're kind of fitting in like Ryan has in the last couple of years?
Yeah, I'm a big physical corner that can run, tackle, do it all. The boundary you get ball you a lot, so I'm ready to make this decision. Anybody can just compete. I'm a big competitor, so I love to compete.
Tell me about what Kobe Black is like in a locker room. Are you one of the guys get along with everybody, leader? What kind of people can?
Yeah, I get
what kind of player do they
I get
expect?
along with everybody. I'm a leader, he's a good guy in the locker room.
We like to hear that. Hey, hook 'em, buddy. Thank you.
So, hook 'em.
Good stuff,
Nice.
Ray Peters.
Nice.
Thanks, Ray. That was awesome. Good stuff,
Nice.
Ray.
Seems like they're selling him on the boundary corner. You said he brought up Ryan Weiss. I think that's the coaches telling them, hey, we want you to be this guy on that boundary side, which means they want him to be a press corner. I think they're getting to the point they want both their field and their boundary corners playing press like they've done more in the last 2 games. But there's clear they want him to be that guy. And that's what he translates to with his wingspan, patience at the line of scrimmage, feet, the hips, hand placement. I mean, like I said, he's got all the raw materials to be a premier press corner.
I think Ray is back with Coach here. Go ahead, Ray. Go ahead, Ray.
Yeah, I'm here. This is actually Keith Black, Kobe's father.
Oh,
and so the man who has the most influence in the Black household. I don't know how much influence you had over your son. Clearly, you want what's best for your son. Why was it okay for you that he picks Texas?
Well, when it came down to it, even with my oldest son that's at Oklahoma State, I wanted them to make the decision. I asked the questions that they had, but I wasn't going to make the decision for them. Kobe made a decision on his own, and a great decision that he made. But that's the thing I wanted him to do, is make the decision on his own. So he went to where he felt comfortable and like he felt was the best choice for him.
I want everybody to know I covered Keith Black at Conley High School 30 years ago when I was a sportscaster up here in this market. Keith's a fast guy, was on state championship track teams as well. I know what kind of player you were. Speed was your game. What's your son like?
Kobe I think he's a all-around DB. I mean, he got the speed, he got the length, he got the size. He's not scared to hit. He'll come up tackle. I think he's just an all-around DB. I think he'll do good. He'll do real good.
I know you are devoted to Corey, and you have been, and you will continue to be so. Driving all the way up to Stillwater all the time. A little bit easier drive down to Austin now, huh?
Oh yeah. That's gonna be a whole lot easier just to get down there, and we don't have to leave the day early. So.
There you go. How relieved are you that this process is pretty much coming to an end?
I'm happy that it's over with. I'm glad that it take a lot of weight off of Kobe. You don't have to worry about making a decision. He made his decision, and he should be good with it. We're good with it. We're all happy. So I think I'm just glad it's over too. I'm glad.
From a Kansas State Wildcat who has a son playing at Oklahoma State, we're so glad he picked the University of Texas. Keith, thank you, buddy.
All right,
Appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Ray, thank you so much. Keith Black, thank you so much too, bud.
Huh.
Oh,
That's
man.
fun, right? That's fun to get to hear from the dad. Ray's old school now. He's bringing back
That's old school. Over the dad, man. That's legit.
Guys, this is the 4th top 50 recruit in this class for the Longhorns, joining Colin Simmons, Brandon Baker, the offensive tackle out of Santa Ana Mater Dei, Ryan Wingo, the wide receiver out of St. Louis, Missouri, and now Kobe Black. Both Wingo and Baker will actually be in Austin over the weekend, and so they're coming in for unofficial visits. So big-time stuff there for the Longhorns.
You said 4 of those, Bobby?
What,
and they're all are they all at what the NFL would consider premier positions? Said wide receiver, cornerback, tackle, edge rusher.
Edge, yeah, that's a great point, Rod. I didn't even think about that. Edge with Simmons,
yeah.
Receiver with Wingo, tackle with Baker,
yeah,
and then corner. Well, yeah, those are
premiers. Yeah,
those are premiers. That's interesting. Interesting call. Good pickup on that, Rod. All right, Longhorns. This is commitment number 21. Blake, did you have something to say, bud?
No, actually, while we were talking about the NFL, we had a question here. I was going to let Rod answer from James JJ, and he says, "Do you think that he has NFL cornerback potential?"
Yes. Yeah. He's got all the raw materials. There's no doubt. And I keep putting it that way because he's got to put it all together. The work ethic, the film study. He's got to become a football investigator, a student of the game. Those are all things that he controls. His dad seems to, think he can do that. His coach has talked about it. That's about football character. And it's hard to predict that just watching the film. But in terms of the raw materials, man, I love his game. And I put players into 3 categories usually when I'm evaluating. I'm not a scout, all right, but I usually consider them to be a disruptor, a ball hawk, or a technician. He has a chance to be a technician and a ball hawk. He's got great ball skills because he played offense. And if that translates to defense, those are the best kind of DBs, right? Because they're ball-minded, havoc-minded defenders, or he can be a technician, which is kind of what I was. And as a press corner, you want a guy that's a technician. That's a guy that consistently repeat the process at a high level over and over again, all right, without his technique and fundamentals failing him. Because that's what you got to do at corner, especially doing press corner on the boundary. You're going to be trying to repeat the same process over and over again. Get up there, alignment assignment, getting your technique, taking away the inside leverage, hand placement, footwork, hips, opening your hips, flipping your hips. It's kind of the same technique over and over again. You want to master that. But he can be a technician, but also he can be a ball hawk. He can be 2 of those. Kind of checking of those boxes that I like when I'm evaluating defenders.
There you go. Good answer.
There we go. All right, guys, we got this is a full night and a full day and a full week coming up. I mean, Longhorns heading into 7 days away now from National Signing Day on December 20th. Longhorns now up to 21 commitments on the campaign. Just a terrific job by Steve Sarkisian and his class. I think they're headed for a top 5 class yet again. I will add this. We will be back here tonight. The SEC is officially releasing their schedule. So why they do this in the middle of recruiting, I don't know, but it makes me need to work more. Rod Papers, you and I, Blake, I don't know if you're going to be able to join us, but I know Ray Peters will be around as well. We're going to talk a little SEC schedule. Matt, our producer, has got some special graphics set up so people can follow along. But look, I'm big on this, and I'm just going to say this because I love giving a send-off to kids when they commit to the University of Texas. Kobe Black, hook 'em. We'll see you guys soon, bud. Thanks for watching.
Hook 'em.